Hi, my name is Colleen Wahl, and I am one of the directors of Integrated Movement Studies. And this is a quick video to introduce some of the basic information about what our certification in the Laban Bartenieff Movement material is and some of the changes that we have made over the past year to our curriculum and to our schedule, and just some basic questions that I get asked. And it's another way to get the information besides reading it. So Integrated Movement Studies offers both a week-long immersion in the Laban Bartenieff material, as well as a graduate certificate program in the Laban Bartenieff material. And that is a 13-month program. It's a certification. It is through ISMETA, the International Somatic Movement Educator and Therapist Association. And it's truly immersive, embodied education. The outline of our timeline is we do 4 weeks, 8 a.m. to about 5 or 5:30 p.m., Monday through Friday in the summer. Then we have an online interim that meets every other week for 90 minutes in small group cohort with a mentor. And then we get back together in October for 7 days, in January for 7 days, in March for 7 days. And then we come back together for the final 4 weeks in person again. And all of those in-persons run about 8 a.m. to about 5 or 5:30 p.m. with a few days that are special. Our locations for the CERT program is Alfred, New York for both summers. It's beautiful and idyllic. And then the October session, the January session, and the March session is at Utah, Salt Lake City, Utah. So that's sort of the where we are located, nuts and bolts. I do want to say a little bit about our educational philosophy and the way that IMS goes about working with a Laban Bartenieff work. So first, what is the Laban Bartenieff material? Well, I think at its most global level, or the biggest picture that I could speak about, is it's a system of observing, describing, experiencing, perceiving human movement. And one of the things that the system seeks to do is to perceive everything that's possible in human movement, and to do so without necessarily a lens of judgment or preference, but a lens of what's possible. And the Laban Bartenieff system, in a certain sense, breaks movement down into categories of body, like what's happening on the physical. We look at anatomy, we look at patterns of body connectivity, which follow the neuromuscular progression that infants go through to adult movement. We also look at the energetic or effort life of body, the dynamism, whether it's light or quick or powerful and strong. We also look at the shape of the body, the literal shape and how the shape is changing, and also the space around the body, so the spatial world around the body and how it's moving through it. And these different categories, what they do is they allow us to differentiate the different aspects of human movement so that we are seeing or moving through all of what's possible. And then it also allows us to synthesize and integrate this material so that we can see what it is that's actually happening. And one of the things that I find is just profound about teaching, studying, being in this body of work is that it has a way of busting open the sea of possibilities of human movement in a way that people tend to, who are studying it, be really truly transformed by becoming more skilled, more refined at what they already do, and also going to places that normally maybe they were afraid to go or they had reservations for some reason. That by being able to literally move the viscera into those places and create new clusters of understanding and association for themselves, the material itself, it's transformative. It changes how we know ourselves and how we know our world and the people that we are in. It's very expansive and integrating. So that's what the Laban Bartenieff material is. I think I've shared personally why I'm interested in it and its power to transform. our CERT program has a focus on embodiment, on the practice. People who leave our CERT program leave more skilled, more embodied movers. They leave with a sense of how their knowledge in their body, their moving tissue wisdom, can come to the surface and guide their path in life, the choices. It's truly a process, I think, of letting what's known in our felt movement body, moving body, bringing it to the surface on a more conscious level as a way of guiding and directing the path of our lives, and also learning how to do that for other people. So people in our CERT program, they develop a sense of embodiment, a real facility with using the Laban Bartenieff material in a way that's meaningful for them, both in their lives, in their teaching, in their work with clients, in their coaching, in their development of video games. So we have a focus on creativity, and then we have a focus also on application, which I've been speaking to. So how is this useful to you? Yes, we dive deep into what the Laban Bartenieff material is, and then who cares? Why does it matter? And how are you uniquely and specifically going to use it? So embodiment, creativity, and application, making use of it. And also all of these kind of come together in a spirit of transformative education. That is an educational environment that changes how you know yourself and how you engage with your life and the world around you. So the last thing I want to say about our CERT program is that we have moved into this new 13-month format. We used to be a 7-month format. And the main reason for that is that because we have found that transformative embodied education takes time. And we want, based on feedback from past students, we really wanted to give it more time so that even if the number of hours and the contact material has stayed the same, that there's things that go on under the surface and that just need the time to emerge. And so we are moving towards this 13-month schedule in order for that amount of time to happen. The last piece of this that I want to say is that one of the things that is also important to say about our curriculum is that we have a thread, a fairly robust current that runs through our training program, which is called Touch for Movement Repatterning. And this body of work is hands-on skills. So specific kinds of touch, practices of touch, and ways of working with touch that go from touch to movement, movement to touch, that are meant to deepen and bring to the surface new ways of moving your body. And so we teach a Touch for Repatterning curriculum that is part of both the students in the program learning new movement patterns for themselves, and also it's part of them having the skills to then go out and whether it's do touch sessions one-on-one or in small group classes, but to bring touch as a way of learning and transferring knowledge and developing understandings of our body to a more conscious level. And so the touch curriculum is also a big part of our program. And I think it's important to say that so that people come in both ready for that and eager to learn through hands-on skills. I think that about covers it. I'm really happy to answer more questions and dive into the details of it, but I wanted to give you a big overall picture of what this material is and what our certification process looks like. Okay, all the best.